In this video, I'm gonna show you how Google's new text-to-music model is putting all musicians on notice. From there, I'm gonna point out 6 different ways that artificial intelligence is creeping its way into the music industry. And finally, bring it all together into a vision of what the music industry might look like in a few years. So we have just entered a world where it's now possible to type with text the duration, the language, the style, and all sorts of other abstract concepts and have it synthesize it into great audio. Now take some time to look through these examples on your own. This research paper is available on Google's GitHub. So there's a few ways they're using their internal model that's not publicly available yet. The first one is auto generation from caption. So let's start by generating music based off a text caption. So imagine going to a ChatGPT-like interface and typing something like funky piece with a strong danceable beat, a prominent bass line, a catchy melody from a keyboard that adds a layer of richness and complexity to the song. So get ready to have your mind blown because this can actually generate vocals and some of the descriptions are so human in nature, it surprises me. So you can type things that you want, like the feel or the duration. And in a minute, we're even gonna show you how to turn photos into music. So look at how human-like this interface is. So just from a prompt, we can type in that we want an R&B hip-hop music piece with a male vocal rapping and a female vocal singing in a rap-like manner. The beat should be composed of a piano playing the chords of the tune with an electric drum and backing. You can talk about how playful it needs to be and the energy levels, and then you can even use these very human-like descriptive words like, this could be a soundtrack to a high school drama, movie, or TV show. It could also be played at a birthday party or beach party, and it can generate quality like this. Okay, like tell me that isn't incredible. And you know, I actually love music where it sounds like someone's talking, but usually in another language so it doesn't distract me from my work. And the fact that I think these vocals are not in any language, I think that it's just kind of like mumbly sounds. It's really engaging to me. And yeah, I could hear where the male voice was and the female voice, and I mean, I guess whatever I think a high school drama movie should have in the background, that was fine. It could be at a beach party. It seemed good to me. So we have opened up a new world. Way we had text to image, and then we had text large language models. Now we have text to music, and it's sounding really good. Now, other ways that this model has got me rethinking about text to music is that you also have these long generations where you can basically just stream all day long, something that never repeats. It's completely original, but it has a style, like relaxing jazz, swing music, or melodic techno. So let's do some melodic techno. So let's do some relaxing jazz. So let's try some swing music, because that one feels like maybe the hardest to replicate. It's got a very kind of human, old world sound to it. That's so crazy. It even sounds to me like it was recorded like in the 50s or something, where the audio is just recorded differently. It has more of that crackle, that record sound. Now in story mode, you get an example where you can take something like an entire movie score and break up the parts of it where you want the transitions to smoothly change into. So as a character has a story arc, you can have the music emphasize those qualities. Okay, so notice how every 15 seconds there's a change. We're going from completely different genres, from jazz to pop to rock to death metal to rap, and then we end with this Scottish folk song with traditional instrumentals.
la storia della chitarra, ma pana per ci poter ora ripicatura, cosa lo sa mentre qualche si ricada, e ci conte todo, non c'è la mia.
But it's important to project forward a little bit and not to think of this as a text prompt with time durations input ahead of time, like somebody scoring a music. But imagine if in real time, something like a story is playing out. Maybe you're just giving a speech to a friend or just talking at a party, and it's listening to the words, it's transcribing them into text, and then it's fitting the right song for the right mood or the right moment because it has the actual transcript, like Pandora, but it understands the moment. Okay, you might be impressed already, but we actually have two more big things to point out in this research paper. This text to melody conditioning is not a text-only input. You can hum a melody and then you can have it take it and turn it into death metal or rock and roll or rap. So you can have these like and then train it on what that actually sounds like when it's turned into music, and it has a model for that too. Listen. So that guy sings probably like I do, but imagine if you turn that into a guitar solo. Or an opera singer? Maybe so you don't feel so lonely, you make an a cappella? I mean, come on, all of that from this? And finally, we can actually go from image to text, from text to music, meaning that images now have music. So if you've ever wondered how Salvador Dali's The Persistence sounds and not just looks, here you go. Have you ever wondered what The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh sounded like? Now, there's even more to explore, so I got the link in the description below, but check out Google Research's GitHub and you can see all of this, and there is a bunch more you can play with. So it's not open for us to generate with yet, but this is coming down the pipeline and it's available internally at Google. So you know it's not going to be that much longer before similar tools or this tool is available to all of us. So prepare. So now before I go into the 6 ways that I see artificial intelligence transforming the music industry, I would love it if you guys would just take a second to hit like and subscribe. I am still under 2,000 subscribers and I love what I am doing and I would love to make this a full-time job. So if you wouldn't mind just like supporting me with a little subscribe, that would mean the world to me, especially at this point where I'm still trying to get into the partner program and like make this YouTube thing work. Now the first one is what we just saw, the actual creation of music. So whether that's just asking it for a genre or giving it some kind of an input to prompt up, artificial intelligence is now synthesizing the actual waveform, the music itself, from scratch. So that means a future where anybody who needs music for whatever it is, a wedding or a movie or just for fun, it can be generated without a human. Now there might always be an aspect of having a human that makes it that much better, but it can be done. And some people will absolutely be doing it. Whether that be because of cost or other reasons, it's coming now. Now the second aspect is music production. And I wanted to separate production from creation because when I think about music production, I'm thinking about some other elements. For example, when you're making a movie, something that a sound engineer will be concerned with is exactly the peak and troughs of all of the waveforms. They'll be concerned about the range at which sounds are inside of where the human voice is as to not clash with background music. They'll be concerned with audio quality, as if how much reverb is in the room and does it match the image, and little things like that that make movie quality audio so incredible. The things that make stereo sound, the kind of not creation of music, but the way that it's actually constructed in the final form. That kind of production is also something AI is about to creep its way into and start taking over. Now the third will be music recommendations. And you might already be familiar with some kind of algorithms deciding music like on Pandora, but we've really just seen the tip of the iceberg. Because AI is being used to analyze large amounts of data to provide personal music recommendations to users. But that can also be the kind of data that Pandora wishes they had. But as AI learns from larger and larger amounts of data to provide personalized music recommendations to the users based on their listening history, their mood, their preferences, we are starting to see a much more real-time decision-making algorithm. And like I alluded to before, I can see a music that you just turn on and say fit the room, and it just hears you like the way Alexa or Siri do, and it knows what's happening. It has context, it has constructed music in situations like this before, and because you might walk over to it and change it if you don't like it, you are also giving it training signals that it can then ripple out into the cloud and into everybody else who's using the same type of software. And when that kind of whole snowball starts rolling, we're gonna have a very different kind of recommendation algorithm. Now, the fourth is music distribution. Artificial intelligence is getting better at understanding the habits that we have as humans and putting us into clusters. Not to mention, artificial intelligence is starting to play a role in the royalties. Imagine how taking microtransactions and summing them together so that certain people are getting the right money that they deserve for the music that they created. AI might be a great tool for getting money back to the creators. Now, number 5 is music education. Now, AI is an amazing tool for education, but let's just hone it down to music education. I can imagine how a camera that's watching the way that you play a guitar, true personalized instructions from real-time feedback. And number 6, live music and concerts. Now, this one you can really go far, but when AI is tied into music, you can use music as a cue to execute anything. Lights, smoke machines, different sounds. Not to mention, it can interact with fans through their phones in ways that you could only dream of. It can personalize the experience for each person. Bigger than a live concert, something that's worldwide but still happening in real time and people are experiencing it in groups. The organizers of future live events should have the ability to stream in analytics and information like never before. So in conclusion, I see the music industry transforming into not something that looks similar but upside down, like the way maybe going from like CDs to streaming did, but something that really seems more worldly, a real kind of emergent transformational change, trying to find ways to make people feel things from music. And on the flip side, there might be some blowback. So if you want to keep being a regular kind of real life musician, and especially the kind of people who do music for a living, the kind of people who probably get paid to do it, and it's not something they completely love doing every minute, but it pays the bills and they sort of enjoy it, those kind of jobs are where I would be the most worried. But luckily, as nervous as I am about jobs like that, I don't think this is the end of creativity. I don't think this is the end of experiences. And in some cases, maybe this will just take out that middleman. I also see a future with improved music accessibility that doesn't take away any jobs. It just makes the world better. So I can tell you that I do think changes to the music industry are coming, big changes, but there are many ways that you can be part of it and push the boundaries of what music is and make a positive impact on the world. So if you like this content, please keep watching. There should be a video that Google's recommending to you right here. I would love it if you would stay on the channel and check out some of our other stuff. Even more importantly, if you wouldn't mind just hitting that like and subscribe button, like that really makes a big difference to me. And I just appreciate your time. So here it is. Click on this box that Google's algorithm and AI are recommending to you right now.